we will champions keep playing until they get it right, as said by the famous Billy King, former world number one tennis player. And here we are with the fourth workshop of the academic year 2021-22. Good morning, everyone. I am Yukta Pandit, student of BSc IT final year and your host for the day. Wishing you a very good day, a new blessing, a new hope, a new light, and a new day is waiting for you all to conquer it. Don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. With this noble thought, I welcome you all for the inauguration of the workshop on application of Tableau in business intelligence, organized by the undergraduate section of BSc. Light symbolizes brightness and prosperity. It removes the forces of darkness and gives us positivity. So, let's begin our day with digital lighting of lamps. Thank you, Sarvesh. We are feeling enlightened. Goddess Saraswati is a symbol of knowledge, music, art, wisdom, and nature. So, let's take her blessings through Saraswati Vandana.
या कुन्देन्दुतारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमाम् आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीम् वीणापुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदाम् जाड्यान्धकारापहाम् हस्ते स्फाटिकालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्
Thank you, Sarvesh. We all feel blessed indeed. A great day to start. A great day to start by being grateful for all we have, positive thoughts for what we want to conquer, and planning to make it right. A person who has helped us grow spiritually and mentally in all our endeavors to spread the light of true wisdom and knowledge, anchor to our ships of desire, who is constant source of positive energy, our beloved principal, Dr. Padmaja Arvind Madam. I kindly request Madam to share her thoughts with us. Because of some technical
Uh,
issues, Principal Madam, yes, ma'am.
yes, Yukta.
Yes, ma'am. Because of some technical issues,
Yukta,
Principal Madam. Yes, ma'am.
yes, that's what. Because of some technical issues, Principal Madam will not be available over here. So we can proceed. We can proceed, Yukta.
Okay, ma'am. Try to be a rainbow in someone's cloud. Try to be a rainbow in someone's cloud. The best quote about our dear HOD, Nandini Madam, who stands by us in every endeavor we take up. It's my humble request to Madam to give welcome address of the workshop.
Yes, thank you, Yukta. Good morning, everyone present over here, all my dear students, resource person, and all teachers. Just to talk about today's session, I would like to highlight that a decision making process is a series of steps taken by an individual to determine the best option or course of action to meet their needs. In a business context, it is a set of steps taken by manager in an enterprise to determine the planned path for business initiatives and to set specific actions in motions. So, Tableau is a powerful and fastest growing data visualization tool used in business intelligence industry. It helps in simplifying raw data in a very easy understandable format. Data analysis is very fast with Tableau tool, and the visualization created are in the form of dashboards and worksheets. The objective of this workshop is to update and upgrade the students with this simple but very effective tool. So, all my dear students, grab this opportunity and get more and more knowledge through this workshop. Thank you, Yukta.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Success is a journey, not a destination. Our today's resource person truly defines this. An inspiration to all of us whose sheer motto is to keep learning and updating himself with latest changes in technical world. It gives me pleasure to introduce him, Mr. Vignesh Suresh sir. He fondly called as Tableau expert, a BI developer and data analyst who is passionate about data understanding, analyzing, data visualization, and report making. He is also has expertise in Power BI, Sense, Python, machine learning, OpenCV, MySQL, and data visualization. He has completed certification in Tableau Desktop 1, 2, and 3, offered by Tableau, Power BI certified from Udemy, Tableau certified from Udemy, Sense certified from Udemy, and Python for statistical analysis. Sir has worked on projects like Coxcomb charts and semi-Coxcomb charts in Tableau, strongest Pokemon predictor, cat face detection in OpenCV, detecting bright spots from an image, and face landmarks detection. His various articles are published on Medium and Geek for Geeks like Beat of the Day based title, most commonly used languages on the internet published in Tableau Public Gallery, Tableau CV published in Interactive Tableau CV Gallery, Medium blog featured by Tableau. Welcome, sir. We are glad to have you among us. Over to you, sir.
Yes, thank you so much for that introduction. Um, I'm honored and very humble. Thank you so much, Sandhya teacher, for giving me this opportunity to present on application of Tableau in the world of BI. So, without further ado, shall I say, share my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so as Ms. Yukta said, about me, but still, I will also give some introduction about me. So I have done my master's in, no, I'm currently doing my master's in information technology from S.I.A's College of Arts, Science and Commerce, that is ASCS. I am familiar with the concept of that is ML and also tools of Tableau and Power BI. I recently got my first Viz of the Day by Tableau. Now, if you don't know what this hashtag VOTD means, VOTD is nothing but Viz of the Day, means the Tableau public will choose one Viz from around more than 45,000 plus authors, and they will feature the Viz in their gallery. Okay, so it is a great achievement for any Tableau public author to get this VOTD. And as Yukta said about Coxswain charts, right? So I presented a session on YouTube in the channel VisConnect. Now, VisConnect is a Tableau's, I would not say Tableau exactly, it is nothing but a data science YouTube channel where you can go and you can watch videos about Tableau, data science best practices, charts, graphs, and plots. So there, I got a chance to present, and I also got a good feedback. So we're going to start right away. So the first thing is exactly, you should know what exactly Tableau is. So Tableau is nothing but a data visualization tool. Now, Tableau comes in these three formats: Tableau Reader, Tableau Desktop, and Tableau Public. Now, we will understand these three in detail. Okay, so first comes Tableau Reader. So what Tableau Reader is? Now, as the name suggests, Tableau Reader. Reader means to read, right? So if you have Tableau Reader, you can just interact with the charts, dashboards, graphs, etc. You cannot do some kind of manipulation to it. You cannot edit. You cannot change. You just can interact and you just can view the tooltips. That's it. The second tool is Tableau Desktop and Tableau Public. Now, Tableau Desktop is a paid version of Tableau, and Tableau Public is a free version of Tableau. Tableau Desktop comes with a 14-day trial. After that 14-day, you need to activate that Tableau Desktop with a license key, or else you have to purchase it. But in case of Tableau Public, you can do it free. Means it is free. You can just go do your charts and then publish it, right? But one major difference is in Tableau Desktop, if you see, Tableau Desktop allows you to save your workbooks in your local machine. Okay, you can also save it in Tableau Public. So now if you see, this Tableau Public is also a you can say a software, but also it is a site where you have to create a free account and then you can save it. But in Tableau Public, you cannot save it in your local machine, but you have to save it online. So that's the only difference. Both allows you the same features, charts, graphs, plots, etc. Okay, so I have the latest version of Tableau Public. I'm using Tableau Public right now. So the presentation you see, it is actually done in Tableau. Okay, and please don't worry. After the presentation is over, I will share the workbook with Sandhya ma'am, and she will forward it to you all. So if you want to view this workbook, you need to have Tableau Reader or Tableau Desktop or Tableau Public, right? So it is not a plain PPT as such, which you will open in PowerPoint or something like that. Okay. So getting started with Tableau. So once you open Tableau, you will get this screen. Okay. So Tableau allows you to work with so many data sources and files, servers, etc. So if you have files, say Excel or text or statistical files, etc., you can connect with these data, right? Files. Okay, you can just connect with these, and then the columns and rows will be present. You have to just connect it. You can do then the kind of manipulations, that is charts, graphs, and plots, analysis, etc. You can also connect to servers. That is, Tableau itself has a server with lots of data. Google Sheets, MySQL, Salesforce, etc. It also gives you some saved data sets to practice. So you have a sample superstore. Now, sample superstore is widely preferred when it comes to Tableau. So you can go download, right? And after you download, with each updates, with each new features, now this sample superstore also gets updated. So if you see, once I hope the screen is visible, right? Okay. So once I download the Tableau, in my documents folder, I have this called as my Tableau repository. Okay. I'll just go inside and I'll say for data sources. And inside I have the versions, right? So the version I'm using is 2020.1. So in this case, if you see, all the sample superstore and the world indicators data source, I have it. So I can just access and then start visualizing. Okay. So I'll come back to it. Then it also allows you to connect to some other big data sources like Google BigQuery, Google Cloud, Google Sheets. So it is most preferred even for big data. So if you know, data has been increasing a lot, right? Every day, petabytes of data or zettabytes of data is being generated. So for storing such data, you need these technologies, right? So Tableau also allows you to connect to these technologies, get data from it, and then start visualizing. But we're not going to that detail. First, we need to understand the basics, right? So, okay. So after you connect to the data set, or if you just open Tableau, this is going to be your main sheet. Here, the data you connect to it, okay? The data will be, the data source will be seen over here. And the tables pane will indicate all the columns which is present in your data source. Here you will drag drop the columns. That is, you have the column shelf, you have the row shelf, okay? You have the mark types where you have to select the chart types, or you can say like the text or the map, the pie, etc. Okay, so this is what the main sheet looks like. So I'll just duplicate this. I'll just name this as data connection. So we are going to connect to our data. Okay, we'll connect to our data. Now I will be using a simple Excel file. So I'll just go to Excel. Okay, I'll go to sample superstore. If you see, I have my sample superstore here. Now, if you see, I have the extracts as well as I have the sheets. Now, this data set is made up of 3 sheets. So about the other 2 sheets, we'll see later. But now I am just going to use order sheet. So I'll just drag order sheet over here, or else you can even double click. Done. Now, your data set ka gist will be seen over here. So what exactly your data looks like. So you can just see an overview of what exactly your data looks like. So in this case, you have the order date, you have ship date, ship mode, right? Okay, so then you have, now we'll see what types of charts, graphs, and plots we can do in Tableau. So Tableau offers a powerful feature called Show Me. So if you click on Show Me, you have these 21 chart types, which is like, these chart types are basic. Okay, so if you see these chart types, you can make these chart types within Tableau. And also, Tableau is so intelligent that in the bottom, you see, it also gives you some hints on how to go about in creating these charts. So in this case, if you see, for stacked bars, it tells you 1 or more dimensions, 1 or more measures. Okay, so what exactly I'm telling, I'll just tell you. Okay, so the first chart type, what we will do is we will create a text table. So if you see, I have my show me section. Now for text table, it tells you that 1 or more dimensions, 1 or more measures. Okay, So, but before making the chart types, we need to understand dimensions and measures kya hota hai. What exactly are those? Okay. So dimensions are nothing but they are qualitative attributes of your data set. Simple qualitative attributes means you cannot count them. And what are measures? They are quantitative attributes means you can count them. Dimensions are always in blue color if you see. And green color depicts measures. So green color, if you know, it is about measures. Okay. But okay, I'll come to that point. Now, if you see, these are the columns in your data set. Okay. And you have the data types of your columns. So in this case, category. So beside category, you have this ABC. Now, what ABC exactly means? ABC is nothing but a string. So the data type of category is a string. So if I just drag category onto the worksheet, you see you have three categories. That is furniture, office supplies, and technology. So they are nothing but strings. For city, country, you have globes. So they define something called as geographic role. So city is a geographic role, country is a geographic role. So you have a globe icon over here. Order date has calendar, right? So it means it is of date data type. So it has date. Then if you see in measures, you have something called as hash. Hash means the data type is number. Okay. Now, if you noticed properly, I have something called as row ID over here. Row ID ka data type also, it is hash. Now, I just told you, dimensions means qualitative attributes and measures means quantitative attributes. Now, you should be getting this question. But sir, you said measures are in green color. I see a measure in blue color. Yes. Why? Because blue and green is not only for dimensions and measures, blue and green is also for discrete and continuous. Tableau also allows you to perform analysis on discrete data, on continuous data. So in this case, row ID is a measure, but the blue here indicates discrete. Green indicates continuous. So I can also say sales as a continuous. I can also make sales as discrete. So you can do any kind of manipulation with number data types. So in this case, row ID is a discrete. Green is continuous. Okay. So that's the only thing. Now we will create our first chart in Tableau. So first we will create a text table. For text table, it tells you that is one or more dimensions, one or more measures, right? So I'll just drag my subcategory into my rows, or else you can also drag it over here. Okay, I have my subcategory, and then I will drag my sales onto text, or you can also drag sales over here. So if you drag sales over here, sales automatically gets dragged into text shelf. So this is your simple text table. Okay, I'll just undo and show you something. Now my columns were subcategory and sales, right? If you see, Tableau is so intelligent that it has told that these are the chart types. That is table, heat maps, highlight tables, bars. These are the chart types you can create with these two cells. But the most recommended is bar chart because it is highlighted in red border. But it is not mandatory that you should always go with Tableau. Okay, you can also choose anything as per your choice. So I'll just say highlight text table. So this is your simple text table. Easy. Now, if you want to add more text, you can just take quantity and then just drag it somewhere over here. Now you have quantity. Now you get something called as measure values and measure names. Now, if I want to add more text like profit, I may drag it over here and drop it, or else I can even drag it into this measure values ka group. Quantity, sales, profit. Okay. Now, next chart is a simple bar chart. We'll use the same example. Subcategory, sales. I'll click on bar chart. Bar chart is the most effective chart type ever because it can be used to depict anything. You can use bar chart for anything like percentage, numbers, etc. I'll sort it. You have these two option panes over here: sort ascending by sum of sales, sort descending by sum of sales. So most effective is sort descending. Why? Because we want to see the highest sum of sales. So I'll just click here, sort descending, and say fit this to entire view. So entire worksheet will be covered. Okay. Now, the sales, if you observe, you have something called as 0K, 20K, 40K. Now, Tableau is so intelligent that it has made a scale on its own and given to us. Now, K tells you that it is in thousands. ऐसे ही K लिख के नहीं दिया है, right? It is in thousands. So K tells you that it is in thousands. So if you see, even the mark types has changed into bar. So automatically it has given that it should be bar, but don't rely on automatic. Please click on bar because it might give you trouble. Okay, so you should not face trouble. So it's better that you go and manually say bar, don't rely on automatic. So this is how you create a simple bar chart. Now we will create a line chart. Line chart basically it tells you about trends or about yearly sales, monthly sales, etc. Right? So for this, if you see the show me, it tells you that it requires a date and one measure, but date should be a dimension, or it can be also a continuous dimension, right? So I'll just say order date. I would drag it over here and drop it onto columns. I would say order date continuous, but here I want to look at monthly sales, but it should be continuous. So I'll just go and select this option. Now, this is discrete. This whole thing is discrete. This is continuous at the bottom. I'll say month of order date. Say OK. Drag sales onto rows. You get a line graph. Automatically also it has told line, but in order to avoid trouble, we will say line. Simple, right? So in the tooltips also, if you see, it is telling that by the December of 2021, the sales was $83,829. Now, why am I telling dollars? Because Sample Superstore is a data set of US, and US, you know, it is dollars. So you have to format this into dollars. How will I do that? It's simple. You will just go to sales. You have this small arrow button, right? Click on that. Click format. Go to pane. Don't go to axis. Go to pane. If you want to go to axis, also it's fine. But we are considered about pane first. So we'll just go to pane. We'll say numbers, number custom. We don't want decimal places. You have option called as display units. So in this display units, you have an option called as thousands, millions, billions, etc. But in this case, I'm not going to choose any units. I would say only prefix. Okay. So if you see the tooltip, I have the $sign seen. So it is 81,777 in September 2018. Right? So this is the basic line chart. Area chart. Area chart is also the same, but area chart tells you that it is filled. So I'll just go and say area in my mark type. I would drag my order date onto columns. I don't want it as discrete. I would say I want it as continuous. I'll say month of order date. I would drag sales onto my row shelf. It is area. Now, this is a simple area chart. Now, if you want to see something like segregation, you can drag category into color. So you have three categories, that is furniture, office supplies, and technology, right? So these three category ka sales, so the main sales is divided into these three uh, categories. So blue is furniture, yellow is office supplies, and red is technology. Okay. Now, a pie chart. Pie chart, as you know, it is angle, right? I will drag sales. No, I will first choose the mark type to a pie. If you see in pie chart also, it tells that one or more measures, one or more dimensions. I'll drag sales onto angle. I'll drag category onto color. Done. Pie chart is done. Now, if I drag sales onto text, yeah, so sorry. If I just drag sales onto text, if you see, I can see the sales, but pie chart means percentage. How will I do that? It's very simple. You can calculate the percentage and then show it. Or else, Tableau is intelligent that it has given you something called as quick table calculations. Now, how to see the quick table calculation? Just drag this sum of sales to detail shelf. Okay. Just watch it carefully. What am I doing? Then you have this arrow button, right? I'll just click on this arrow button and say quick table calculation. Now, these 7 quick table calculations are used more often, or you can say use the most. That's why they are enabled. Rest 4 calculations are disabled. Okay. So in this case, I want to say percent of total. I'll just click on that. Done. Now, I would choose this as text. So I will just click on this detail and say label. I get the percentage. I can format it. I'll just go to format. I will go to percentage and then say 1 decimal place. So if you just sum up this percentage, it will sum up to 100%. Okay, so this is the basic pie chart. Fine. Now, so sorry. Next is a donut chart. You know, donut chart is a variation of a pie chart. I will drag category onto color. I would drag sales onto detail first. I will change the mark type to a pie. Right? I would drag sum of sales onto angle. Fit this to entire view. Now I have the basic pie chart. Now I want to make it a donut chart. How will I do that? So I need 2 in-field calculations which will act as a placeholder. So I'll just go to columns, or you can even go to rows. It's up to you. I'll just go to columns and I will say min. Min stands for minimum, okay, of 0. Duplicate this. Okay. Now the first minimum of 0 we will keep as pi. I'll just make it. I'll just go to the size shelf and I will increase the pie chart. In second, I don't want it as a pie chart because I want a circle. Okay. So I will remove the category. I will remove the sales. I'll choose the mark type as circle. I would increase the circle a little bit. Choose the color as white. And now we will dual axis this. Now dual axis means combining 2 axes. So I'll just go and click on this second minimum of 0. Say dual axis. Make sure to synchronize the axis. So if you just dual axis first and leave it as it is, your data will not be synchronized. So you need to synchronize the axis. So I'll just right click, synchronize axes. I'll just uncheck the show header. And you can do the same. That is, in this case, I'll drag sum of sales onto the text, drag sum of sales onto detail, go to this arrow, say quick table calculation, percent of total, drag this onto text, I'll get the same. And then it is just about formatting. So I'll just go to format, pane, percentage, 1. You have a simple donut chart. Now, in order to make this donut chart look better, I would also say I don't want tooltips over here. Okay. I'll just say, yeah, it's perfect. So I'm not having the tooltip over here, right? So I'll just format it. So if you just click on the sheet, say format. Now everything is there. That is this lines, right? So you have to just go and uncheck the line. So in this case, for sheet, I'll say I don't want my 0 lines. I don't want my axis ticks. Also, I have my dividers. So I don't want my row dividers. I don't want my column dividers. Right? So for columns, I don't want even the grid lines. So the sheet is clean. This is the basic donut chart. But donut chart, if you want to visualize for 3 categories, I would say please don't do it, because donut chart is a chart for metric. Means in the sense like you just need to have one category. So if you just visualize for one, say technology only, then I would say okay. But for 3 categories, I would say don't do it. Also, for to make it look stand out, I will go to the first placeholder. I will go to colors, and in my color option, you can see you can edit colors also if you like. So just click on edit colors. I have color palettes to choose from. I can go and choose, right? I don't want to, so I'm not doing it. So then I would add a thin border on it. So I'll just say white border. Now this donut chart looks far better because the sectors, divisions is seen, right? So sorry. Now we have something called as a heat map. Now, what is a heat map? Heat map is nothing but it is a weird chart, right? It is actually a little bit weird. Based on your measures, you have to put that into size and then show the data. So in this case, I would say region onto columns. Okay, I would drag subcategory on rows, fit this to entire view, select the mark type from here as square. Okay, square. Then drag sales onto the size shelf. This is what is a heat map. So based on the size of squares, you can analyze that here sales is the most in this region for so and so subcategory. So this is a basic heat map. Okay. Now next, highlight table. A highlight table is nothing but a small text table or a normal text table with colors. So in this case, I would say subcategory. Okay. I would say sales. Then I would go to show me and say highlight table. Now, the moment I checked highlight table, if you see my sales also went into color shelf. And if you see darker the blue means more the sales, lighter the blue means less the sales. Now this type of, right? Okay. So sorry. So this type of color palette is called as a sequential color palette. Sequential. So if I just go to colors, say edit colors, if you see, I don't have the first color over here. So it is starting from light blue and here I have the dark blue. So this is sequential. because sales uses sequential. Why sales uses sequential? Because in this case, sales will not take negative value. If you want a diverging, you have to put profit. So I'll just say profit. I will also drag profit onto color. Now, as you see, it is a diverging color palette. How will I say that it is a diverging color palette? Because profit has negative value. So in case of bookcases, tables, supplies, you have negative profit. And if you go to color, edit colors, you see two colors. For loss, it is the dark orange, and for the profit, it is blue. So in order to make it look even better, we will go and we will choose our own color palette, and that is red, green, diverging color palette. So red means loss, green means profit. Say apply, okay. A simple highlight table, right? Then we have something called as a stacked bar chart. Stacked bar chart, drag sales onto rows, drag subcategory onto columns. You get a simple bar chart. Now drag region onto color. A simple stacked bar chart. So you have 4 regions, that is east, west, south, and central. So as per the sales in each of the region, bars are stacked and the colors are allotted. So this is a simple stacked bar chart. Fine. I'll say entire view. I would go and say now we have something called as a tree map. Now tree map is a weird name because there's no tree as such. It is a chart which is an alternative to pie and donut. So in this case, I'll just drag category onto color, and then drag sales onto size. I get a tree map. I get a tree map. So for tree map, it says one dimension or 1 or 2 measures, right? So if you see where you can see a tree, right? These are nothing but quadrilaterals. I would not say rectangles. Why? Because as per the sales, it will change. So rectangle can become a square also, right? So in order to call this a rectangle, I would say please don't call it a rectangle. Please call it a square. Don't even call it a square. Please call it a quadrilateral. Okay. So as per the size, you can see the sales. Now it is colored by category. So if I just put category into detail and color it by sales, and then put category onto label, I see technology sales is the most, right? Because it is dark, and office supplies is the least. Furniture is in the middle, right? This is a tree map. We have something called as a side-by-side bar chart. For a side-by-side bar chart, I would say, let's say category, let's say region, and then say sales. Color it by category. This is one variation. Now, if you see, these are nothing but bar charts, but as per the ग्रुप्स. सो सेंट्रल का एक ग्रुप बन गया, ईस्ट का एक ग्रुप बन गया, साउथ का एक ग्रुप बन गया, एंड वेस्ट का एक ग्रुप बन गया, राइट? सो एज पर ग्रुप्स यू कैन से दिस side by side works. Another variation can be we will create two variations. Say region, sales. I would put category. I'll put category here. So then I would also put category onto color. Now, if you see in this, observe this and observe this. This is a side-by-side bar chart, but here it is grouped by region. So Central has a group of three, that is furniture, office supplies, and technologies. East has a group of three. South has a group of three. West has a group of three. So these three bar charts are grouped as per the region. In this case, it is not. It is grouped as per the category. You have four values. So Central, East, West, South, and West. All values of means all the sales of furniture, that is blue. All the sales of office supplies, all the sales of technology. So side by side can be done in two ways. It is based on your use case. Fine. Next, we are going to do something called as a rounded bar chart. I showed you a simple bar chart, but we are going to do a rounded bar chart. How to do that? It's very easy. Just drag sales onto columns, drag subcategory onto rows. That's easy. Entire view sorted. Now, I need to make this rounded. How will I do that? For making a rounded bar chart, I'll just hide this. I don't want it. Okay. I need to have a dummy calculation, say average of 0. You can even use minimum of 0, maximum of 0, etc. But I'm using average of 0 and then click on enter. I have my dummy axis over here. Right? I'll drag this average of 0. Now please focus on. I'll drag average of 0 into my sales over here. I'm not doing a dual axis. I'm doing a shared axis. Dual axis means combining two axes. That two axes will be seen. But here I'm doing a shared axis. As you can see, if I just drag drop onto sales, I see two green parallel lines, right? Like scale type, two scales parallel. I just drag drop over here. The moment I release my cursor, two fields will be seen in columns and rows. That is measure values and measure names. That measure values and measure names. But in order to make this a rounded bar chart, what will I do? Okay. So I will choose the mark type as line. So you will say, sir, we are making a bar chart. Why are you choosing the mark type as line? I'll show you why. Because bar chart, this bar chart is special because it is being created with a line chart. Okay. I'll just drag this field of measure names into the path shelf. Now you see the messy line became a normal line. I'll just increase the size. We have a rounded bar chart. We created a bar chart with a line chart. Can you even imagine? Right? I'll just say show labels. Now, if you see, the labels are a little bit of, they are messy, right? So I would go here in my labels. I have marks to labels option over here. I would say line ends. I would say I want label at the end of the line. I don't want it as a start of the line. Now we will go to the measure values field. Say we want to see the header. Edit the axis. We want to keep the fixed axis. We'll start it from 0 and then we will say 350K, that is 350,000. So 3,50,000. Click on enter. Okay, so it is not 365K. Yeah, perfect. So if you see, the labels are seen. Fine. A scatter plot. Scatter plot is used for correlation, right? Also to see the trends. Drag sales onto columns, drag profit onto the rows, I get a scatter plot. Now the scatter plot is not being seen. So I need to I need to create this at a level of customers. So I'll just drag customer ID onto detail. I get a scatter plot. Now, by default, my marks are shape. So I don't want it as shape. I would say I want it as circle. Drag category onto color. Analytics, I would drag a trend line. So in this analytics pane, you have all these options which you can use to add information. I would drag a trend line onto the sheet. So it gives me options: linear, exponential, polynomial, etc. I wanted a linear. I see 3 trend lines. Why? Because it is colored based on category. Right? If I just remove category, or if I just put it into detail, I will have only one. I'll undo this. This is a basic bubble chart. Bubble chart is also the same like a tree map or a pie, but it is a packed bubbles, or you can say size as per circles. I'll just put on subcategory, sales, is packed bubbles. So it is colored as per subcategory. So if I just drag more information, say in this case, customer ID into detail, you have something like this, right? Packed bubbles. Please don't build something like this because it is weird. We have something called as a box plot. Box plot, right? It is used to show the quartile distributions, right? So for this, I would say sales, say category, click on box plot as per the region. Or drag, right? So this is a simple box plot. Now, this, if you just hover over, I get the values. That is upper whisker, upper hinge. Now, upper whisker means this line. This is the hinge, means the distance is the hinge. This is the median. Okay. This is the 75th per Q3, that is 75th quartile 3, 75th percent, sorry. This is the 25th percent. So we have a box plot. Now, after creating these basic charts, we need to understand something called as a calculated field. Now, based on this topic, we are going to create some more charts. So what exactly is calculated fields? Calculated fields allows you to create new data from the data that already exists in your data source. When you create a calculated field, you are essentially creating a new field, and it also determines that this calculation is something that you control. Okay, you control this calculation. So it is not present in your data set, you are creating it. So examples can be examples. So in this case, for a group calculation, they have done. So if profit is less than 0, then no profit, or you can even say loss. Else if profit is between 100 and 0, then low profit. So it is less than 100, greater than 0, low profit. Else if profit is greater than 200, then it is high profit. Else moderate profit, end. So this is the basic calculation for profit. Now, to make you understand this, I will make you understand and calculated fields in a layman language. So in this case, if you have length and breadth in your data, so you cannot say length and breadth, you will use it to visualize, right? So the better way is to calculate the area. So area, you know that area is length into breadth for a rectangle. You can also calculate perimeter, 2 into L plus B, right? So area and perimeter in this case are calculated. They are not present in the data set. Fine. Area and perimeter will be created separately. Second is the calculation for percent of total. So quick table calculation may I showed something called as percent of total. So percent of total ka calculation is this. So if you want to see sales, it would be sum of sales divided by total of sum of sales. Now total keyword means total sales. So sum of sales for a category, you can say. See, for example, furniture. So furniture is say 600 divided by total, that is 1000 into 100. And then if you calculate, you will get the percentage. Calculated field. So we will do some charts based on it. Now we are going to do something called as a bullet graph. So bullet graph may, okay, so I need to create two calculated fields. First, I would say 2019 sales. See the calculation. I'll just enlarge it for you. I hope the calculation is seen to you, right? So if my year of order date is equals to 2019, then please give me sales. And I have to write end or if. Okay. This is my first calculation. I'll duplicate this and then edit this. Now, duplication is a way to save time rather than writing the calculation again. So if I just control and zoom it, I would say 2020 sales. So in this case, I just want to find 2019 and 2020. So the sales with respect to year 2020 and sales respect to year 2019, I will get. Right? Now I will create a bullet graph. So I would say subcategory 2019 sales, holding control 2020 sales. Go to show me, I have this option called as bullet graph. I'll click on it. Okay. Now, in this case, it is perfect because I'm actually seeing 2020 sales with 2019 sales as a margin. As a margin. So if you see this black, right, this black mark means this was the 2019 margin. Now for almost all the subcategory, the sales have been exceeded in the year 2020 as per 2019. So you can just say it is actual versus predicted. Only for some, if you see, it has not gone beyond the mark, but for almost all, it has gone beyond the mark. This is a bullet graph. Next, we'll be creating something called as a histogram. Histogram, we want bins. Now, if you know what are bins are nothing but groups. So in this case, if I just drag sales onto rows, I get sales, but I want it as a histogram. I'll just go and say histogram view. Now this is the histogram. So according to Tableau, it has created such bins. So these are nothing but count or distribution. So in case of sales bin, I'll just edit sales bin, edit. I have bins as 507. I'll just say 20. Now in 20, it has even shrunk. So this is how you create a histogram. We have something called as a seismogram. Seismogram is also a chart for visualizing trends. Now, I would drag subcategory onto my columns. I'll create two calculations. First, I would call it as sales divided by 2 plus, so I will say sales divided by 2. Okay, I'll just duplicate this, edit. I will say sales divided by 2 minus. So I'll say minus of sales divided by 2. Okay. I'll just drag sales plus over into the rows. I get something like this. I'll drag sales divide by 2 into my this called as sales plus sales divided by 2 plus, and you see I want a shared axis. I'll just drag drop this. Choose the mark type to a line. Drag measure names into the path. Why it is not created? Yeah, it's perfect. So now the seismogram is created. Okay, fine. So the field was there. That's why. So if I just increase the size, so if you just want to have a glimpse like what exactly is seismogram, if you see some the speech wave or the speech sound, so you have these kind of sticks, right, coming. So you can just think about that. So this is a simple seismogram. Next, we want to, oh, sorry. So sorry. So sorry for the inconvenience, guys. Okay. So next we want to create something called as a waterfall chart. A waterfall chart is very useful in visualizing profits. So I'll just go to profit and drag it onto rows. I would go to subcategory and drag it onto columns. I have profit. I would also tell you about one more table calculation, and that is cumulative frequency, also called as running total. So I'll just go on to this arrow, quick table calculation, running total. So my total profit for every subcategory is being seen. Now, in order to make this look like a waterfall graph, I would choose my mark type as a Gantt bar. Then drag sum of profit onto color, drag sum of profit onto size, then make the profit negative. Drag it into size, make it negative. Yeah, so if you see the waterfall, so I cannot, since it is not looking proper, I'll just remove this calculation. I would drag normal profit into color. So yes, so because you need to even see the loss, right? So this is a simple waterfall chart. Okay, now this is something called as a jitter plot. So for jitter plot, drag category onto the rows, drag sales onto columns, change my mark type to a circle. I'll swap because it's looking right. I would then say customer detail customer ID to detail. This is also similar to a scatter plot, but it is a grouped scatter plot, you can say. So it would be grouped by category and drag category into color. Now, to make it look like a jitter, I would use an inline formula, say random. Just say random, open, close parentheses. This is a jitter plot. A simple jitter plot. So it is a scatter plot only, but grouped scatter plot. Something called as, next we are learning something called as Viz in tooltip. So if you see the diagram over there, you have a you have a bar chart, and inside the tooltip you have a line chart. How to do that, right? So we will create a sales. To create a sales by subcategory. I will color that by category. Fit this to entire view, right? Then I would say order date. I want order date. I want the month of order date. Then we want sales, right? Category onto color. Okay. Now this sheet, it may look messy, but we are not going to use this sheet. We would use this sheet inside a tooltip. I'll go to tooltips. I would erase the normal tooltip. I'll just keep category, okay? Because we want it as per category. Then, oh sorry, I will keep the subcategory. So sorry guys. Then I would add a sheet inside it. So sheet, I would say, tooltip, tooltip line, tooltip line. Increase the width. Okay. Now, if you see, for phones, this is the trend as per category. For chairs, this is the trend. For storage, this is the trend. So as per the subcategory, the trend is being divided inside the tooltip. So the user can hover over and he can see within tooltip. Next. So we have something called as color coded tooltips. For that, again, we'll say category, say, no, it is not category. So sorry, it is subcategory. It is sales. Entire view, color this by category. Again, we'll have a table, highlight table. Drag sales onto label. I would choose as highlight table. Let's make it a little big. Fine. Then drag category onto text. If I just go to tooltips, keep my subcategory, then drag my sheets. That sheet is tooltip, table color, say 500, 300. So if you can see for, I'll just uncheck the show header. Just uncheck the show header. Now, if you just go to the sales, you can see the tooltips. So this is storage coming under the category of office supplies. The sales is this. So I can also do something like this. Okay. Right. So you can format it, guys, if you like. Next, we have something called as parameters. Parameters will allow you to provide a value to pass into Tableau. This is basically used more in case of business scenarios. So it allows you to come up with scenarios or options that are not available in your data to create these values to put into your biz. After creation, end users can control the input to see the results of the effect. So it is a way to do something to allow to do something as per the user's choice. So user will say कि नहीं यार ये विज जो है वो बहुत डार्क है मेरे को ब्राइटनेस चाहिए तो सम स्टेक होल्डर्स विल से नहीं बहुत ब्राइटनेस की वजह से आंख में इफेक्ट आ रहा है प्लीज थोड़ा डार्क रखो सो यू हैव टू डील विद बोथ द सिचुएशन सो हाउ विल यू डू दैट सो फॉर दैट यू हैव टू यूज पैरामीटर्स. So in this case, the examples can be sort as per user's choice or color as per user's choice. Then it is drilled down. Now these three examples will do it. It's very easy. Okay. So if you see this wish, it is actually black and white. Since it is not PowerPoint, you cannot see this animation. Okay. So they've used a toggle button to toggle. Sort as per user. So we will create a parameter. We will say sort. Choose the data type as a string. From the list, we will say sales, profit, quantity. I want to see this parameter. I would create a simple bar chart. I said sales, say sales, I would say profit, I would say quantity. And I would sort it. Now, if you just see, sales is being sorted, but I want my users also to sort, to be able to sort as per profit and quantity. So I have this parameter set. So sales, profit, and quantity. But to make this parameter work, I need a calculation. So for that, I would say create a calculated field, then say case. Now, if you know switch case, like in Java, in C++, so the case works in the same fashion. So case sort, then you have to say when I have sales, then sales, when I have profit, then I have profit, when I have quantity, then I give me quantity end. So this is the switch case statement with sales. So in case of the sort parameter, so if it is sales, please sort as per sales. If it is profit, please sort as per profit. Please sort as per quantity if it is quantity. So I would say sort param, right? Then I would sort my subcategory. If you see, it has already been sorted. So I'll just clear the sort. If it then go to sort, choose nested sorting, descending. Okay. I would go and say my sort as per the calculation which I have created. It's sort tram. Okay. So if it is sales, now if I just change it to profit, if you see, profit will be sorted, sales and quantity will not be sorted. Right? Profit is sorted. Then if you see, if I just click on quantity, quantity is sorted. this is not sorted. That is, sales and profit is not sorted. So you can just give the user the control to just view exactly. I'll just click on labels, right? Next, it is black and white. So if you want to have black and white, again is easy. So we need to create a parameter, say BW. I'll say black and white. Choose the mark type as string, list, have the options black, white, okay, show parameter. I need to create a calculation which says my parameter, filter BW, okay. I would just drag this filter BW into my filter shelf. I would say black, apply, okay. And then for the sheet formatting, I'll just go to format sheet. I will color my sheet black, but it still gets weird. So I will change my mark type to a shape. Okay. Reduce the opacity so that you can't see the shape. Fine. Remove my dividers. Okay. Remove my dividers. Yeah, fine. But I think to make it more better, I would drag these two also into the, so two placeholders. Again, we have to clean the sheet. Then axis, uncheck show header. We don't want even the axis lines. Axis rulers, we'll remove the axis rulers, fine. So we can do the same for white as well. So I'll just delete my other, okay. For white, I would say white. I would change my parameter to white. Now I would say white for my filter also, say okay. I would color this as per the thing, that is white, plain white. I want a simple bar chart so that you can understand what am I trying to do. So it is going to be sales by subcategory. Fit this to entire view, format, format, columns, grid lines निकाल दो, labels को रखो, right? We would then color the labels, but before doing that, I don't want my sheet to be colored with white. I would say none, no color. I would go to format, edit my axis color. So in this case, I'll just choose gray. I would choose Arial, increase the size, say 11. I'll just keep a lighter gray. For also the labels, I'll do the same. Color will do the same. Arial, increase the size, 12, bold. Okay. Now we'll create a simple dashboard. Okay. This is the dashboard. So I will bring my black sheet onto my dashboard. So where is the black sheet? Yes, black sheet. Okay. I am using the tile. Please don't worry about this. I will explain in the dashboard section. Then I need this parameter. I will float this. Okay. Then I would kill this container. I don't want this container. Kill the title. Now float the white upon it. Fine. Float the white upon it. We'll just drag drop, increase the size. I want to see this parameter. Okay. Now also float the bar which we have created. Fit this to entire view. Okay. Now it should work. So if I just click on black, my sheet turns into black. So people who want to view the dashboard in black, they can view it. If I choose white, it is white. So with parameters, you can do something like this with your dashboards, right? This is how you create. Then we have something called as functions in Tableau. Now there are a lot of functions also categorized, but it is difficult for me to explain each and every function to you. So what we'll do is, I will not go deep into this. I would explain all the functions which I am going to use in the session. Fine. So I can't go deep because if I just go deep, you will not have time. So we'll have something called as dual axis. Now I showed how to dual axis, right? So we're going to do something called as dual axis exercise with bar charts. So I showed how to create a rounded bar chart, right? So based on that, we have some few exercise and also some new chart types. So now we are going to create a lollipop chart. For that, I would go to sales into columns. I would drag my subcategory into rows, sort this entire view, right? Now, in order to make this a lollipop, I will duplicate my sales. For second sales, I would change the mark type to a circle, right? Then dual axis. Now, because of this being automatic, it has been changed. So I'll make the first one as bar. Okay. I'll decrease the size and then increase this size so that we can see it clearly. Make sure to synchronize. Not that big, but few. This is a simple lollipop chart, a variation of a bar chart, right? With a dual axis, we created this. Okay. Now, barbell chart. Now we have something called as 2019 and 2020 sales, right? I just drag 2019 into columns, 2020 choose the chart type as a circle. Just wait a minute, please wait a minute. Drag measure values into columns. So I have these measure values. So I just remove each and every values. I just want my 2019 and 20 sales. Okay. So fine. So I have this 2019 sales and 20 sales. Fine. Then I would drag my subcategory into my rows. Okay. And then I would duplicate this. For the first, I would choose this as a line, and for a second, I would choose as a circle. Drag measure names into part shelf. Dual axis. Fit this to entire view. For a second, I would color as per the measure values. So this is a barbell chart. Okay, it is barbell, but for layman, you can call this as a dumbbell. No, sorry, I'll color this as per measure names, not values. So sorry. Yeah. So for 2019 sales and 2020 sales. So if you see the gap, so the gap indicates the marginal increase, you can say. So for this, that is copiers. 2019 sales and 2020 sales पे बहुत बड़ा गैप है. उससे ज़्यादा गैप कहाँ पे है? In case of machines. So you have a big dumbbell. You want to size this, do it. This is a barbell chart. How to label above the bar? We'll drag this on rows. We'll drag sales onto columns. Easy. Entire view, sort. If you see, I have labels in the axis. I don't want labels in the axis. I don't want labels inside this. I want labels above the bar. How should I do that? Go create a dummy field, average of 0. Make average of 0 as a Gantt bar. Gantt bar. Please remember that. Gantt bar, drag average of 0 into the sales so that we get a shared axis, right? Then, no, sorry, not shared axis. We would drag and say dual axis. Change this mark type to a bar. Synchronize. Here, I would remove this measure names. I don't want my measure names into the color. I would drag my subcategory into label. Now, if you see, it is showing inside. So I want it above. So I'll go to label. I'll go to alignment. So sorry guys, some problem is there, I think. So it's not coming. I don't know why. Please don't worry, guys. I'll just find a solution to it. I don't know why this is happening. So sorry for the inconvenience. And now we will do something called as label inside and outside. It's simple. I'll drag sales onto columns. I'll drag subcategory onto rows. I would sort this to entire view. Right. I have my bar chart. I want to label inside as well as outside. So I can do both the ways. I'll just go and say average of 0. And I would drag, I would dual axis this. Choose the first as a bar. Second, choose it as a Gantt bar. Synchronize. Now in the first, we'll remove the measure names. Okay, in the first, I would label, show mark labels, but here the sales mark labels is shown outside, but I also want my subcategory labels inside. So I'll just go here. I would drag my subcategory inside. Change the color. Make it bold. Yeah. So you have the labels inside, you have the labels outside. So label inside and outside the bar. I would also uncheck included tooltips. Right. The next is joins. We have more sections. Interesting. Now joins and blends in Tableau. It's very easy. So if you know joins in SQL, it's the same. So we have inner join, we have left, we have right, we have full outer. So for joins, if you see inner means, suppose you have data from two different sources. So you can use joins or blends. So if you perform inner join means the data from the left table and the data from the right table both are taken into consideration with a common field. So both columns are equal. In case of full outer join, it is done the same, but here common as well as uncommon columns from left and right both are taken into consideration. That's what the definition is of full outer join. Now we come to left and right outer join. In case of a right outer join, you have two tables, left and right. Okay, the tables from the right are taken into consideration, and common columns or common values from the left table are taken into consideration, discarding the uncommon values. That's what happens in right outer join. In left outer join, it is the reverse. Here, left columns are taken into consideration and matching or common columns from the right are taken into consideration with unmatched columns separated or discarded. That's why, as you can see in the image, in case of right, common columns from the left are taken into consideration. This white portion is uncommon. In case of left, you see common columns from the left are taken into consideration, uncommon columns are removed. The basic difference between join and blend in Tableau is, right? Joining your data can be done when data comes from the same source. Yes. But you can also do it coming from different sources. You can. But the basic best practice is data when coming from same source, you perform joins. Otherwise, you perform blends. That is two different data sources. Okay. So if you see at the start, I had what? I had Superstore. So I had three sheets: orders, people, and returns. I can perform joins. I can perform blends. It is no problem. But since these are three sheets of the same data source, I can perform joins. Joins is a best practice. Okay. So that's the only difference. Now it depends on your data. So we'll see some examples on joins with the advanced topics. So this is maps. So maps in Tableau. So this is the basic map which you will create, right? So if you see in the US, Alaska and Hawaii are causing a problem, right? Are causing a problem because the other 49 states of the US are, like you can say, they are shrinking, or they have their size is you can say they have become small, right? Because of this Alaska and Hawaii. So some of you might say, sir, we can make two different sheets and do it. Yes, you can. But the best approach for this is using another type of map called as a hex map. ये एक hex map है. Hex map means every state of the country will be allotted with a small box or a small shape. Every state will have the same size shape. So this concept, now I don't know you have this subject or not, called as QGIS or GIS, right? So GIS means you have a concept called as tiling or tessellations. So tessellations means tiling of rasters. You have three types of tessellations. That is hexagonal tessellations, grid tessellations, and triangular tessellations. So this is created based on hexagonal tessellations. Okay. So if you want to create a tiled map, it's very easy. I'll just go here, new data source, Microsoft Excel. I have my US tile map template. You can just go search, you'll get this United States tile map template. Click on it, open. So if you see, I have a row and column, the state and the abbreviation. So for this tile map, I just say columns to columns, rows to rows. That's easy. We'll drag abbreviation onto label. Then we'll change the mark type to a circle, increase the size, fit this to entire view. Now, in order to make this look good, I'll just edit axis and say reverse axis. Okay. I have my abbreviations. I need to abbreviate properly the center, right? I would then drag state into detail. So if I just hover over, this is Alaska, this is Hawaii, and then it's just formatting a normal tile map. But this was created based on the square. So we'll say square. Next is a hex map. Same thing. Data, new data source, Excel, hex map, but it is based on the hex coordinates, hex map. Abbreviation onto detail, state onto detail, row onto rows, columns onto columns. That's easy. Edit axis, reversed, standard को entire view कर दो. Then choose the mark type as shape. Yes. Then we'll go to shapes, more shapes. Now I have downloaded some hex shapes. So I'll just go to hex shapes and choose this hex shape, apply, OK. Fine. I just drag abbreviation onto label. Format करते हैं, that is center and center. चाहिए तो I'll change the shape if you like because वो ये नहीं दिख रहा है वो. Perfect. Now it has been seen. Now this shapes doesn't come with Tableau. You have to install that in Tableau. How will you do that? So I'll just say. So this hex shape, if you if you install Tableau, this hex shape will not come installed. So for that, you have to create your own shapes. So once you download the this Tableau, you go to that folder called as Documents, My Tableau repository. Inside you have something called as Shapes. Here you will save your hex shapes. So I have saved my hex shapes over here. And then you have to just refresh or reload, your hex shape will be seen inside the Tableau software. Just remember that. So you can also import your custom shapes, icons, etc. This is the hex map. I would uncheck include in tooltip. Fine. Right. Next, we do something called as a KPI chart. So KPI chart ke liye I'll use orders. Okay. I would say subcategory into rows, then region into columns. That's easy. Fine. Now we would change the mark type to a shape. Right. I will create a calculated field. I would say if increase the size of my cursor. Now say if 2000 just wait a minute, guys. 2019 sales. Okay. Okay. 2020 sales is greater than 2019 sales. So sorry, guys. So if 2020 sales and 2090 sales, then we say true. We want this as a boolean, true. Else we say false. say false, I'll say true. False, then end. Fine. I'll just call this as KPI. Okay. Now drag this KPI. If you see this KPI calculation, you have something called as T/F. It is Boolean. Okay. I'll drag this KPI into shape. So you say that the sales increase nahi hua hai. So let's see from some other calculation. I don't know why this is not working. So I'll just go to shape and then choose the option called as KPI. Now this comes with Tableau. Then for false, I would say okay. तो अभी यहाँ पे पता चल रहा है कि सेल्स जो है वो इंक्रीज नहीं हुआ है, सेल्स डिक्रीज हुआ है. सो दिस इज द केपीआई. अभी बूलियन में क्या होता है कि ट्रू भी दिखता है, अभी यहाँ पे ट्रू नहीं दिख रहा है. ओके, सो चाहिए तो वी कैन ट्राई विद समथिंग एल्स. प्रॉफिट चाहिए तो प्रॉफिट पे ट्राई करते हैं. अगर ये यू कैन जस्ट ट्राई. इफ प्रॉफिट इज ग्रेटर देन 0 then true, else false, and KPI2. Drag this KPI2 into shape. So I see false as well as true over here. So yes, so profit mate is working. For sales mate is not working. I don't know. So I'll just go to KPI. False mein I'll just choose this cross. For true, I'll choose this tick mark. Apply. Okay. Right. So this is the KPI chart. Abhi, this is the basic one. Like abhi sales ke liye I created 2 calculation. Same way you create a calculation for profit. Do this. It will be done. Right. Then we have something called as groups and sets. Abhi groups and sets का एक use case ये है कि if you want to compare, if you want to create some charts based on groups or sets, you can do it. How will you do it? It's very easy. I'll just go to the sheet. I'll import a new data set. Okay, Excel. Build this bar chart. It is a data set of Thanksgiving. That is US में there's a function called as Thanksgiving where they do parties, right? उसके ऊपर है. So value onto columns, food onto rows. I'll sort this entire view. Now in this case, if you see turkey, bread rolls, mashed potatoes, gravy. अभी ये चार जो है वो highest में है. So I can create a set and then I can show my analysis. So I'll just choose these 4 or 5. चलो 5 को भी choose करते हैं. Right click. I have a group. I have a set. So I can create a set. Food set करके it is giving me the name. I'll say okay. I'll drag this food set into color. So if you see in/out करके दिख रहा है, तो यहाँ पे दिख रहा है in/out. So ये 5 values जो है वो हमारे set के अंदर है. So these values are present in the set. These values are not. So you can use this set in a different way. Now normally sets are used to compare 2 or 3 data with other data, but you can also use this set to highlight first 5 values or last 5 values, etc. Right? Same thing you can do with a group. So if I just go to food and say create group, I have the group created. I'll just have to choose a parts group karo. Okay. Abhi, if you create a set, if you create a group, it is not going to update or override. It is going to give you a new dimension over there. So abhi group bhi create ho gaya. Now you can use this group to analyze. So if I just drag this group into this color, अभी bread rolls का एक group बन गया है. If you see यहाँ पे टर्की अलग था, right? Bread rolls का एक group बन गया है, right? तो उसका अपन ने ये कर लिया. Will not keep that group. So sets and groups का यही use है कि sets groups are used for grouping the data and then analysis is done. Also, you can use sets and groups to find top 5 and bottom 5 if you like, as per the data. Then it is dashboard in Tableau. Dashboard, it is simple. That is, it is a collection of views, worksheets, which will help you to compare the data simultaneously. Building dashboards with Tableau also allow non-technical users to create interactive real-time visits in minutes. So we'll make a simple dashboard quickly. Okay. So sorry. So orders, I'll just go to orders, then drag sales. No, first I'll create a map. Okay, so I'll just drag state onto the sheet. As you see, it tells me that it is unknown. And if you see, longitude and latitude is created. Now अभी हम लोग ने maps में देखा था कि बेसिक मैप कैसे क्रिएट किया जाता है वो मैंने नहीं बताया. आई टोल्ड यू हाउ टू क्रिएट अ टाइल्ड एंड अ हेक्स मैप, राइट? सो यहाँ पे क्या हो गया ना, यहाँ पे इन दिस basic map, if you just drag any geographic role into the sheet, longitude and latitude will be automatically generated. But you say, I mean, you see that something it is unknown. So you just click on it, edit locations. It is telling that it is not being able to recognize these US states. By default, हमारा state है India, but US के लिए I have to change it. I'll just go and click on India. I would change it from India to US, that is United States. Click on OK. I get a symbolic map. Now, in order to make this look like a map, say map. अभी sales को, okay, I can even search from here. तो sales को मैं color में डालूंगा and I get a map. Then I have sales by category, right? I'll drag sales onto my rows, category onto my columns, category into color, label add कर दिया, entire view, right? Then we will go and say monthly sales by category, category onto color, and we have something called as the order date. Choose as month. Go and choose sales. Okay. Then sales by segment. I'll just drag sales, drag segment. Segment also you have 3 values: consumer, corporate, home office. 3 values, fine. Then we will drag order date. Okay. Now, in order to create a dashboard real quick, it is easy to double click and do it. So, अभी हमारा चार्ट कहाँ पे है? So we have sales by, right? Sales. So we are going to make a simple 4-quadrant dashboard. So I'll just click on sales 1, 2. Oh, it is floating. That's why. Fine. I'll just keep it tiled. No, for this effect, you have to keep this keep as tiled. Now, tiled is also a way to place your worksheets in a dashboard. Floating is also a way to place it. But for floating, you have to enlarge it with your like cursor, right? But tile, it will do automatically. So for that, I would just say 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple. We have a 4-quadrant dashboard built that quick. I would go to dashboard and say show title. I would give this a name, say Superstore Sales Dashboard. Now this is the basic dashboard. You want to go to advanced, you just practice this basic and then you work with colors and size, etc. Okay. We have something called as actions. Actions, we have these 6 actions. Actions is used to help the users manipulate as per the data change. So filter, say if you use filter, the option the user chooses, only that option will be seen in the dashboard. Rest option will be not seen. Highlight ke liye, for highlighting you can use. Go to URL. So you can also use this URL action so that if you want your user to go to that specific URL, you can do that. Or to go to a sheet, you can do that. हम लोग ने अभी सीखा था, that is sets and parameters. So उसके भी actions होते हैं, right? अभी filter I'll show. Abhi see, if you just click on this sheet, you have this option of this funnel. So use as filter. I'll just click on that. Now, using this map as a filter, I would try to make changes. So if I just click on California, abhi ye jo 3 sheets hai na, that's category, monthly sales by segment and category, wo change hoga. California में click किया, it got changed. अभी यहाँ पे if I just click on Texas, it got changed. देखो वो change हो रहा है, right? Kansas पे click किया, वो change हो रहा है. So trend also changes, right? This is the basic filter action. Highlight भी simple है, but highlight में the thing is to highlight something. Like अभी set use करके हम लोग ने highlight किया है, so वो highlight action से भी कर सकते हैं. But highlight में the problem is अभी के latest versions में highlight is like उसमें problem चल रहा है, means highlight हो नहीं रहा है, वो server पे हो रहा है but desktop में it is not showing. So I also tried a lot but मेरे को भी नहीं समझा. But the basic, if you know, like you should know these. वो if you ask me, that is parameter actions and set actions. ये दोनों आना ही चाहिए. बाकी 4 आए या ना आए. If you don't understand, if you don't know, fine. But set actions and parameter actions आना ही चाहिए. So we are going to basically do set actions and parameter actions. इसके दो examples फटाफट करते हैं. So first हम लोग करेंगे parameter actions toggle button. Okay, so we have something called as, okay. So abhi I need 2 worksheets. Okay, so real quick, I'll make create a parameter sales profit. I'll choose the data type as Boolean. True and false आ गया because it is Boolean. True में I'll say sales. False में I will say profit. Say okay. I would say show parameter. I would just want to see. Okay. Now I will create 2 calculations in order to make this parameter work. So first it will be toggle check, right? Toggle check. यहाँ पे I would use a function called as IIF. If जो है ना IIF, it is the working is similar to like a ternary operator in Java. So if you know question mark and then colon हम लोग use करते हैं in order to create like based on the program. हम लोग ternary operator use करते हैं ना, तो same way ये use किया जाता है, but this is more preferred when you have Boolean this like Boolean data type. So if I say if I want my parameter, say in this case it is sales profit Boolean, have two values, false and true. ये बोल रहा है अगर ये पैरामीटर है, so इसका अगर कुछ वैल्यू है तो false दो या फिर true दो. We can also have three values, so else भी हम लोग लिख सकते हैं. Like you can write a plain if also, you can write if else also. So in this case, I just want two values. Okay. Then we are going to create another calculation which will say if toggle color if we want the color ना, so अभी toggle check पे करेंगे, that is the calculation which we did. So toggle check, अभी वहाँ पे हमने specify किया था as false, so यहाँ पे भी false है तो it is going to be my sum of profit. So false रहेगा तो profit होगा, true रहेगा तो sales होगा, ऐसा sum of sales. Okay. Now this calculation, I would drag it into color, drag my drag my state just a minute guys, drag my state, change this to a filled map, fine. I'll drag my toggle color which I just created into my color. Now if you see sales profit parameter, if you see it is sales, that's why it is a sequential color palette. If I just change it to profit, वो diverging में हो जाएगा, देखा diverging में हो गया ना. So this is the map sheet. Now I need to make this with a toggle button. So I'll just create a new worksheet. I'll say toggle. Now I'll use the same calculation, that is toggle check जो use किया ना, we will use that only. Toggle check, I'll drag it into detail. I'll change the mark type as a shape. अभी sales profit parameter जो है, I will show it here. Toggle check को I'll drag into shape. I'll increase the size, fit this to entire view, so you can see it properly. ये तो बहुत बड़ा दिख रहा है, छोटा करते हैं. Okay. अभी वो profit पे है, so it is true. So if you just want to see this, हम लोग काम कर सकते हैं. We can add this to filter. True पे, I'll just go to shape. I have the same toggle shapes which I have created in PowerPoint. So for toggle true, I will choose this images. Image, okay, image, apply, okay. Uncheck the tooltips. I'll change for sales. अभी sales किया तो false आ गया. So I get one more shape. I'll go here, default, toggle, use this, apply, okay. अभी ये filter को हम लोग निकाल सकते हैं, hide कर देंगे. Okay, so if I just go and say sales, ऐसा आएगा, profit आएगा, ऐसा आएगा. Fine. Now just a minute guys. Okay, so I don't want this. ये गलती से मैंने दो बना दिया शायद. So I'll just add my toggle, then add my map, right? Abhi, if I have my, I also have my parameter over here. I just click on sales. ये change हो रहा है, ये change हो रहा है, right? अभी I want the user to use this toggle button and change. So I will create a parameter action. So I'll just go to dashboard, action, add action, change parameter. Now for this workbook, so ये workbook के लिए I am choosing as parameter action. Change parameter. Now you have source sheets and target parameter source feed. So in this case, my source sheet is going to be my toggle. I would have it on select. You also have it on hover. Means hover in the sense you just have to place your cursor on it, right? And also menu. But menu जो है वो URL के साथ ज़्यादा काम करता है. So in this case, we are not concerned with menu. Target parameter in this case, I would say sales profit. That is true or false. सोर्स फील्ड जो है वो टॉगल चेक पे करेंगे, ओके, क्योंकि ये पैरामीटर के साथ इन्वॉल्व है. क्लिक ऑन ओके, क्लिक ऑन ओके. इफ आई जस्ट क्लिक ऑन दिस, यू सी यहाँ पे भी चेंज हुआ इनटू प्रॉफिट, यहाँ पे भी चेंज हुआ. इफ आई क्लिक ऑन दिस सेल्स, इफ आई क्लिक ऑन दिस प्रॉफिट. I'll just kill this, okay? ये container नहीं चाहिए अपने को. चाहिए तो you can say the title as toggle between. Okay. Now we are going to do the same thing, but a worksheet action. अभी जो दिखा that was a dashboard action, but we are going to do a worksheet action. For that, we will create another parameter. Oh, sorry. Parameter. I'll give this a name as cat subcat. Data type should be string. I will not add anything. I will just keep it as the same. I will add a calculated field. Then that is being, I mean, that will be used to trigger this parameter. So if I say if my cat subcat parameter is equals to category, then please give me subcategory. Else give me category. End. Right? So cat subcat. Okay, so ये calculation क्या बोल रहा है? I'll just zoom it and show it to you. So ये calculation क्या बोल रहा है कि now if your parameter is empty and if it contains category, please give us the subcategory. If it doesn't have anything like category, please give us the category. So अगर इसका value category है, so subcategory दो या फिर सिर्फ category दो. Okay. So now we'll create a bar chart. So we'll have category onto rows, sales onto columns. I'll sort this, fit this to entire view. I will also drag drag my cat sub calculation over here. Okay, now we want to have a drill down. Means यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि we have this category that is technology, furniture and office supplies. If I just click on this cat subcat, technology का division I need to see. So that is called as a drill down. Okay, but here we are only using one worksheet. We'll perform a worksheet action. So I'll just go and say worksheet action, add action, change parameter. So update subcat source sheet is the drill down. Parameter is going to be my cat subcat. Source sheet is going to be my, I mean, the calculation is going to be my cat subcat. Source field, right? Select, keep current value, okay, okay. Now, if you want to see this properly, just please watch it. Before that, I need to sort. So for sorting, I'll just say sort. I need to choose nested. Why am I choosing nested? Because abhi technology, furniture, office supplies is being sorted in descending, right? I also want their subcategories to be sorted in descending. Okay. ऐसा हो सकता है if you don't choose nested वो sort ना हो, so you have to choose nested descending sales. Perfect. Also see the category is being sorted the same way. So nested descending sales. So if I just click on technology, technology के सब category drill down होके खुले. If I just click on furniture, technology का drill down जो है वो चला जाएगा, furniture का दिखेगा, right? Office supplies में furniture का collapse हो जाएगा, office supplies का दिखेगा. Done. This is a drill down using parameter actions. Okay, then we have something called as set actions as button filters. I don't want this. For that, I need to have new two worksheets. Okay, so using buttons, we'll do it. So we are going to create a dashboard action. So in this case, I will say sales onto rows, month, that is order date. I want it as month. Okay, choose the mark type as line. Fine. Then we'll create a set. Means category का एक set create करेंगे. Okay. So we'll say create set. Only add furniture. Don't add others. Okay. So category set को we'll drag it into the filters. We'll say all values. हमें in and out नहीं चाहिए. Next. Okay. अभी क्या करेंगे? We'll name this as sales over time. And I will say insert. I want category over here. Okay. Say apply. Okay. So it says furniture sales over time. Right. If I choose technology, वो बोलेगा technology sales over time. ऐसा. So in this case, I will choose the icon sheet. I'll create an icon sheet. So select icons. Drag category onto the field. Change it to shape. Category onto shape. Shape. Right. Then go to shape. I have icons. So for furniture, I will choose this sofa, right? For office supplies, I would choose this chair. And for technology, I'll choose this phone. Okay. I'll make the size a little big. I'll drag this category into rows also. No, in the columns. बहुत बड़ा हो गया. Yeah, perfect. अभी drag category into label, right? Down, down. Just format it the way I want. Yeah, perfect. अभी drag a category set into color. So यहाँ पे furniture is selected. Uncheck show header. Fine. I'll create a dashboard. अभी select icons को यहाँ पे drag करो, then we will say sales over time नीचे, okay, right, and I would perform something called as a set action over here. Now this set action is a dashboard set action, so I'll just go to dashboard action. I'll say change set values, say change set. Now my source sheet is going to be my select icons. Target sheet is going to be my set is going to be my orders. That is category set orders, right? यहाँ पे जो set है, वो set हम लोग ने क्या किया था? That's category set. Okay. Then we wanted to keep set values. Okay. ये तीन options है. You will say keep set values. I'll show all the three options if you want. Say okay. Say okay. Now if I say office supplies, it should change. See, it has changed. Office supplies sales over time. If I click on outside, it still remains. If I click on technology, it says technology sales over time. जो भी selected है, it is in blue. जो भी unselected है, it is in gray. अभी मैंने keep set values किया था. I'll just go and just change. I'll say add values to the set. Okay, okay. If I just click on office supplies का देखा. If I just click outside, see what happens. All sales दिख रहा है, तो सबको हम लोग ने ऐड कर दिया into set. Fine. ऐसे ही होगा. Furniture sales. If you click outside, all sales. Dashboard action. Choose the last one, that is remove all values. Now see what this does. If I just click on office supplies sales over time. If I click over here, none sales. It has removed. So you haven't clicked on anything. ऐसा लगेगा. Dashboard action. I'll change it to the keep set values. Okay, okay. I click on furniture. I'll see furniture sales. If I click outside, right, it doesn't do anything. Now we'll do a set action drill down with a worksheet action. Okay. So like I created the same with a parameter action, I'll do the same with means drill down I created with parameter action. Now I'll do it with a set action. Okay. So I'll just say category create set. I'll just say set action. I will keep this set empty. Fine. I would drag a category onto rows. I would drag sales onto columns, sort it, entire view. I need to create a calculated field. It says if my category set action. So in this case, I have created a new set. So I will say if category set action, then give me subcategory, else give me none. End. Both are doing the same thing. With a parameter action, I did the same thing, that is drill down. But with a set action also, I'm doing the same thing. But to write a set action, it is means the calculation is a bit different than for a parameter action. Both will do the same thing. Okay, so it's just like how to to add function. You write a code in Java, right? And then you call that function for adding two numbers, right? So for the normal, so you can write the code in the normal way also. So that is integer A, integer B, and then you add it, right? So novel way mein also you can code, and also using function you can code. So both are going to give you the same result. So this is also same. So using a set action, you are doing the same thing. Using a parameter action, you're doing the same thing. So cat subcat set action, let's name it. ओके, इसको मैं यहाँ पे लेके आऊंगा. I will sort it descending, nested sort, right? Fine. So category also I need to sort it. Yeah, perfect. We'll have the labels also if you like. I'll go to worksheet, say action, add action, set values, set drill down. Target set is going to be my orders. Category set action. Add value, we'll say keep set, add values to the set. Okay, okay. If I just click on this, technology drill down. If I click on this, furniture drill down. If I click on office supplies drill down. So same thing, what we did with the parameter action, I did the same with set action. That's it. Right? So after understanding actions, it is the story point in Tableau. Now story point in Tableau is a way to tell your story. It means what exactly you got it, means what insights you found from the data. Data से क्या information मिला, क्या insights मिला, you have to convey it in the form of a story. So Tableau gives you a story point. So if you see this tab, that is file, data, worksheet, so you have something called a story. You have to just click on new story. And then you can add your stories into it. So if so now it is too late to show you a story. So just remember in this, you can add a dashboard, you can add a sheet also, and then as per the analysis you got, as per the information uh, you found with the analysis, right? So you have to write. So in this case, if I just drag this bar chart, right, I can write something like this. ऐसे करके. So add करना. So you can add something new. So यहाँ पे already it is there. I mean, in this case, you can add something new. So in this case, I will drag this. Okay, this worksheet is empty. Fine. I'll drag this text table over here. यहाँ पे the bar chart will be still there. यहाँ पे the text table will be there. So based on the analysis, you have to write a story. ऐसा. So ऐसा ऐसा करके you have to increase. Fine. This is what a story point does. Next, we will do, we'll see something called as animations in Tableau. Animations क्या है? Animations is a maker, animations is a breaker. Animations तुमको career means तुम्हारे career पे hype भी देगा, animations तुम्हारा career डुबाएगा भी. So animations is the most powerful feature. You need to understand how to use animations. If you understand, then it is going to enhance your career. If you don't understand, if you use animations the wrong way, your career is about to fall. It's very easy. So for that, I will create a parameter. Create a parameter. We'll say Annie sales profit. Data type as string list. I will say sales profit. Okay. Create a calculated field. Sales Annie profit. ऐसा करके नाम दिया. Then we'll say case Annie sales profit. When sales, then give me sales. When profit, then give me profit. And I will drag this any sales any profit into rows. I will drag subcategory into columns. Swap it. Fine. entire view. I'll drag, I want to see the parameter. So I'll drag this sum any sales into color also. So if you see it is in sales, if I select profit, it is going to change, right? Abhi, we want to see animations, right? So I'll just go to format, click on animations. Now, whenever you're working with animations, please don't on animations for your full workbook. Please on for your sheet first, and then slowly and steadily you go further and on it for your workbook. Because at the first, if you on it for your workbook, it is going to hinder your performance, means dashboard performance. So I will keep for workbook as off. For this sheet, I will say on. For this, you see, you have so many options to choose from. You even have custom, so you can choose custom and input. So I will say I want medium because I can't do the animation fast. So if I just click on fast, my stakeholder or my audience will be distracted. So उनको कुछ पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि क्या हुआ है. If I do it slow, people will be bored. People will go to sleep. I don't want that. So I'll just keep it medium. So you need to know the right usage. And then I would say my style as simultaneous first. And then I will tell what sequential will do. Okay. So if I say sales, अभी देखो क्या होगा. अभी simultaneous में ना axis and the labels will get adjusted simultaneously. Check. Done. If I say profit, axis and sales adjusted simultaneously. If I choose sequential, क्या होगा पता है? Axis will be adjusted first and then the labels. Okay. So axis पहले adjust हुआ and then the labels. See it again. Okay. So this is the power of animations. You need to know animations, how to use, when to use, so that you can captivate your audience. Now you have something called as advanced dashboarding techniques. Okay, advanced dashboarding techniques में you have these examples called as user experience, transparent shapes for bands, toggle buttons, which we did, जो मैंने दिखाया था. Icons for a chart type is same as user experience. So in this case, if you see this example, you have three options. That is line, bar, line, and map. So not every user will understand the chart, right? हर एक user को हर chart नहीं समझ में आएगा. So if you take the same example, we as IT people, we know about these gadgets, phones, etc. But our parents, if they are not IT related people, they will ask us. So they rely on us. So you as a dashboarding designer, you have to create your charts in such a way that even a layman can understand what exactly you are communicating through your dashboards. Okay. Then you also have something called as label images in Tableau. Label images is not advanced dashboarding techniques, but it is a way to understand this tool better. Okay. So first we'll do that. Okay. Label images. Abhi, I'll just go here. I have my data. I'll just say new data source. It's fun, guys. Okay. So I have this something called as image. Okay. I have three names. That is Dilip Kumar, SRK, and Amitabh Bachchan. So sorry. I need to teach you that. वो मैंने ये नहीं किया. एक minute. Just a minute, guys. Okay. I'll bring the sheet again. Edit connection. I'll bring the sheet again. Image name. I'll say close. I'll bring the data again. Image. Okay. I have X, Y, and the name. Okay. So I'll just go to my sheet. Where is my sheet? Label images. Now I know my X and Y is going to be numbers. So I'll just go and say change data type number whole, because it is not going to be string. So I'll just drag X into columns, Y into rows. I'll just make them continuous. And also drag name into label. I have 3 nulls. Okay. Abhi, I'll also open that data set. Fine. I'll open that data set here so that you can see what I'm doing. I'll go to map. I'll say background images for the sheet or the data set image. I need to add image. I'll just go here, browse. I have this image of Bollywood. Now the size is 700 by 526. So here X defines the width and Y defines the height. In this case, 700 pixels, 526 pixels. If it is not in pixels, you need to convert it in pixels. Okay. Tableau uses pixels. Okay, so you have to remember that. X will start from 0 to 700, Y will start from 0 to 526. Apply. Okay. Okay, I have the image. Okay. Abhi, I need to label. I need, see, I know this is Amitabh Bachchan. I know this is Shah Rukh Khan. I know this is Dilip Kumar, but Tableau doesn't know. So in order to make Tableau understand, I'll show you something. See, Dilip Kumar pe I clicked. I have this option called as annotate, right? You can see this annotate option. Click on the point. Okay. Now I get the X and Y coordinates. X and Y coordinates, right? So it is 510 and 348. So I'll just go and change for Dilip Kumar. For X, I will say 510, 348. I will save it. When refresh this, I will say yes. I have the name Dilip Kumar shown. Now I'll do the same for Shah Rukh Khan. I'll do the same for Amitabh Bachchan. For Shah Rukh Khan, it is 361 and 471. 361, 471. For Amitabh Bachchan, it is how much? 195 and 442. 195, 442. I'll just save it. Okay, you can see the data set, right? I'll save it. Then I would refresh this. After refreshing, I'll say yes. Okay, I'll make it a little bit smaller. I think it's because of the fit we are getting. Right, I will just a minute, guys. Because of this image dimension, I think I am facing a problem. So 0 to 700, right? And then Y, I don't want it as reverse. I think it is reverse. That's why. Okay, 0 to 526. I think this is reverse. I don't want it as reverse. Yeah. Yes. So if you see, Tableau has named the actors properly. I'll change the mark type to a label. I'll just make this label a little bit big. Okay. 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 Now, see, the Tableau, we have labeled an image, right? Next, we have something called as bands. Now, bands are big, angry numbers. Okay. I'll show you something. I showed you a simple text table, right? So I'll just drag my subcategory into my rows. No, so sorry. Category onto my rows, right? I will drag the sales of this category into my text shelf. I get this. I'll fit this to entire view, right? I'll make the text big, center. I'll just make this text a little big. See, sum of sales. I think I'll make it more big. Okay. Now, if I just see this, if I click on this, I get something weird blue thing. I don't want that blue thing because that is somewhere or the other giving, I mean, it is weird. My dashboard is looking bad, so I don't want that. So for that, I would go and change my mark type to a shape. Okay, I have a shape. I'll go to shapes, more shapes. From the shapes repository, I would choose something called as transparent shapes. Now, transparent shapes is very easy to create in PowerPoint. You just choose any shape you want. Fill color as null, means no fill. Outline as no outline. Save the shape as a picture. You are done. That's it. Apply. Okay. Now, if I click on furniture, now before you had that blue thing. Now you will not have that blue thing. So if I click on furniture, the other two, office supplies and technology, they are grayed out. If I click on office supplies, other two, that is furniture and technology, are grayed out. So this is also a technique to enhance your bands. Okay. Now we are going to do something called as a user experience. That is select chart type. So we are going to use 3 icons to pick a chart type. So for that, for that we need to create a parameter. I have created already. I'll just show you. Edit the parameter. So chart type, we have 3 values, that is bar, line, and map. Say okay. I need to create a calculation which will tell me if I see. I don't have the calculation file, so I need to create it. Okay, no issues. Create the calculation field, and for this calculation, I'll just say select chart type parameter. The chart type parameter. Okay, chart type parameter. Type of chart. Okay. Now, I would drag. I will create 3 calculations, that is dummy calculations, called as average of 0, average of 0.0, and average of 0.00. Because I want Tableau to understand that these 3 are different, not same. Because if you say only average of 0, Tableau might get confused. So I don't want that. Okay. And then we have to create 3 more calculations for line, bar, and map. So in this case, if you see, I think I don't have that calculation. Bar, okay, I don't have it. Okay, fine. So I'll just say create a calculated field. Bar, I'm just going to call it as a bar. I'll duplicate this in order to save some time. I'll just edit this and make it a line. Okay. And I will create this duplicate and say it is a map. Okay. So now we are going to drag these into subsequent dummy placeholders. We'll go to all, change the mark type to a shape. Okay. Now see, I'll drag bar. No, I'll not drag over here. I'll drag it on the first placeholder. Then I will drag line into my second placeholder, and then I will drag map into my third placeholder. So here I would go to shape. I have icons inside. I would choose the bar chart icon, apply, OK. Do the same thing for line. Go to shape, default. I have, so sorry guys, I have line. I will choose line, apply, OK. I'll just choose map, apply, OK. I'll just increase the size. Right. Then we'll create the charts quickly. We have something called as select type chart into filter, right? I'll select bar. Okay. I need to see my chart type. It is chart type also. I'll say show parameter. Then drag subcat. Will say sales by subcategory. Drag sales by subcategory. Sort it. Done. Then for line also we'll do the same. We have to drag, we'll say show chart parameter. We'll say is my chart type chart into filter. Say OK. Now instead of this, I want this to be a line. I would change the filter and say line. I'll make a simple line chart. We want it as a month. Then we will say sales. Okay. Then for a map, I'll again drag sales into detail. Drag my state into this sheet. Make it a map, right? Drag my sales into color. Then we have something called as our filter, that is type chart, show filter. We also have the parameter. Now we'll change it to a map. I will see map. So map is being checked over here. So now we'll add everything to our dashboard. So select chart type first, right? I will kill this container. I don't want this icons. Okay. Then I would drag bar. Sorry, I'll drag bar below. I will float my chart type. That is the parameter over here, float, so that you can just see what am I doing. Like I showed you in case of the black and white, I have to do the same. That is, I have to float my line chart upon this bar chart. So I'll just choose floating. I will say line chart, just drag it. Okay. I will also float my map upon it. Now you can see this map because the parameter has the map selected. Okay. Fine. I will also delete these colors and these filters as they're not required. So now I will create 3 actions because we have 3 chart types. We have to create 3 actions, 3 parameter actions. I'll just go and say, no, sorry, it's not set action. It's a parameter action. Change parameter, say bar. Now in this dashboard, my main source sheet is going to be my select chart type. Parameter is going to be my chart type. The source field is going to be my bar, right? Say OK. Add another action. Change parameter. Say a line. Okay. Then we will here also the source sheet is going to be my select chart type. Target parameter is going to be my chart type. Source field is going to be my line. Okay. Then add another action for a map. We'll say map. My source sheet will be my select chart type. My target parameter is also going to be my chart type, the parameter which I created. And then this is going to be map. Okay, you have something missing. Just a minute, guys. Dashboard action map user experience. So, oh, okay. So sorry. So it's yeah. So now it will work. So two sheets were selected. That's why. Okay. So now it will work. So if I just click on bar, wait a minute. Map, it's perfect. Bar, it is perfect. Select chart type, it's perfect. Bar, it's perfect. Edit, for line also I'm doing the same thing. Select chart type, line. Okay, okay. So ideally it should work. I don't know why it's not working. Sorry guys, I'll have to find a solution because I don't know why it's not working. I'll perform this and I'll send so you can just have an updation. So I need to perform two things, that is this one and other things. Okay. So ideally the action should be like if I just click on this bar chart should appear. If I click on this line chart should appear. Yesterday it was working, but now I don't know, it's not working. So I'll just have to check it out. Okay. So now we have something called as map layers. Map layers is a new feature in Tableau 2020.4. Okay, this was created for creating for users to create rich maps, but people have used this in a different way to create one sheet dashboard. Right, you heard it right. It is one sheet dashboard. एक शीट में चार different charts. So right, so we will also do the same. It is I will show you the basic, okay, map layers. It is easy, but you have to practice if you want to master this. So we are going to create a sunburst chart with layers. Okay, a sunburst chart is nothing but a hierarchical pie chart, right? So for that I need to create a calculated field. It will have this that is calculation called as make point. I'm going to say 0.0. Now, make point is a calculation which is used to create a point. So if you want to know the definition of make point, you have this definition here. So you can just read it. Okay. I will say collection. Say okay. And I would drag this collection into my sheet. It is a geographical, I mean, it has a geographical role. It's a geographical calculated field. So we are using a fake map to create a chart. So if I just click on it, I get a map. Now you can't see a map because I have disabled my map layers. So if you want to see it, I'll just click on maps, say map layers. I'll just show you. So yes, it is a fake map. Yes. So with this fake map, we are going to create a sunburst chart. So for that, I will say change the mark type to a pie. Okay. Add sales onto angle. Add category onto color. I get a pie chart. I use Control, Shift, and B to make my pie chart big as possible. You can see the pie chart, right? Right. So yeah, so we are going to add more layers to it. So I'll just add my collection. So if you see, I get something like add a marks layer. So my Tableau version is 2021.1. So I have this feature already there. So I just click on it and just say add to marks layer. Now I have my layer here. So I'll just say my first layer should be category. Second, it's going to be my subcategory. So subcategory, fine. Choose the mark type as a pie. Again, drag sales onto angle. Then add category to detail, no, category to color. And then we would also add subcategory to color. But for adding subcategory to color, please add subcategory to detail first and then add it to color, so that you will get the color properly. But in this case, I want it behind the category. So I'll just shuffle this, right? I'll just go here, increase the size. Okay, I am using category. Okay, fine. So I'll just go here, increase the size. Okay, I'll just go and give this a border. Sort my subcategory as per sales in descending. So higher the sales, darker the color, lower the sales, lower the sales, lighter the color. So in this case, you see, for technology, the category is in red, and for subcategory, it is in green. So you can do either ways. So the easiest way is to choose a green color for technology rather than coloring all the four technology in shades of red. So I'll just go to technology, say green. Okay. Now, to make it look like a sunburst chart, I need two more layers. So I'll just drag my collection, which is the layer. I'll drag it to the marks field. I would say this as a border. Okay, I would drag this border between cat and subcat. Okay, I would increase my border. Yeah, okay. Then I would drag my collection again to the marks layer because I wanted to make it look like a donut, right? So I would say as a circle, color it as the white, then make it a little bit big, something like that. Then drag sales into the text. I would then format it, center, above, make the make this a little bit small, a little bit bigger so that you can see. Yes, perfect. So this is a sunburst chart which we have created. But if you want to create this from scratch, you need to write a bunch of calculations. It might also happen that sheets might get increased, but in this case, we have only used simple map layers. We have used a fake map. So in order to make the map disappear, I'll go to map layers. I would uncheck all my layers. Now it is a map, so you also will have options to zoom in, zoom out. So now we are not means our main focus is not map. So we need to also tell Tableau that it is a chart you created with layers. So we don't want map means map options also. So I just go to map, say map options. I have this, that is search, pan, zoom, etc. So I will just uncheck those. So now this becomes a plain sheet, but we have created this with map layers. It's simple. If you just practice this a couple of times, and then you can go and understand the architecture first, exactly what layers is all about, and then you can come up with your own variations. Now, this is another example of Pokemon Viz, which I created. Now, this entirely uses the concept of layers. So I'll just show you in Tableau Public. Okay. Um, I have my Tableau Public over here. So you see, I have some visits. So if you are interested in following me, downloading my visits, you are free to do it. Okay. So this is the Pokemon Viz which I am talking about. Yeah. So the background is done in Figma UI. Okay. This images, this buttons, that is the Pokemon types, the hit points, the serial number, the images. It is actually one single sheet. I have used the concept of layers and I have created. This is not 20 different sheets. This is one single sheet with the images and with the tooltips. So in this case, if you just hover over, you will get more information. That so these tools you can use. If you are familiar with Figma, you can do it in Figma. Now, Figma is a free UI tool. So if you are interested in learning UIs for phones, tabs, desktop, you can use Figma. And it's a free. You just have to download, create account. That's it. Or if you don't want to learn Figma, use Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, PowerPoint, etc. These are the examples which we have created. I mean, these two are mine. Now, this I have created in Figma, this I have created in PowerPoint, and this is done by my friend. He has done this in Adobe Illustrator. So this is a Sankey chart. Now that comes in advanced charts. So I have not included that in this session. So this session is just we need to understand the basics. अभी I don't know तुम लोग को basics भी कितना समझा है. Okay. So I'll just say that you just go on, hear the recordings again and again, practice and do it. Ma'am, Sandhya ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, do we have time for doing the project?
Sir, right now, like project in the sense the entire project you're talking, sir?
Yes, because I see the time has passed away, so I
Yes,
just
yes.
wanted to
Sir,
ask.
quickly show them what's the live project. What about your students? Do you want to see?
Okay,
Hello.
ma'am.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Students, I will be just doing the chart and then formatting and all karke, I would share it with Sandhya ma'am, and then later you can see the finished version. Okay. Fine. So now the live project, what we are doing is the topic is the global divide on homosexuality persists. Now this is not a business data, but it is a data set which you can just go to this site called as Pew Research Center and then just have a look at it, just read it. So I have that data with me. So I'll just go to data, new data source, Microsoft Excel. I have this called as homosexual. Fine. I have, yeah. So I have something called as, now in this case, it's a debate which talks about whether homosexuality means homosexual people should be allowed in the society, or it is in this case, if they are allowed, religion is important or not. Some people say that religion is important. Some people say religion is not very important. For that, we will be creating a barbell chart. Okay, so there will be people, right, who will say, "Nay, religion chahiye." There will be people who will say, "Nay, religion doesn't matter." So, based on a survey of these countries, you have the options. So we will be creating a barbell chart. So I would just drag my measure values onto columns. Okay, I would choose it as a circle, drag my country into the detail shelf. No, sorry, in the rows. Okay, drag my measure values again, means duplicate it. In the first, we will keep it as a line, and I told you to make it, I mean, to make this line better, we'll drag this measure names into the path, dual axis, fine. I will increase the size. I would then add this color into, I mean, add this measure names into color. So we can have this. Okay. Now we will be using a parameters to sort this. So we'll be creating one more sheet which will be called as a difference. So I'll just drag country to columns. We'll create a calculation called as difference. I would say difference will be minus religion important minus religion not important. Even if it is negative, we will be seeing that in positive. Okay. I will create, say, okay. I will have this as a simple bar chart, sort it for all the country, right? Entire view. Then this difference also we need to format as percentage, because say percentage 0. So we have perfect. In barbell chart also I'll use name this values format as percentage. Okay, then fit this to entire view, right? Now I will color this bar in gray color, dark gray color. Now, in order to add interactivity, I will create a parameter. Now we are also doing this from the start. So I have explained you about parameters a lot. So, right. So we are going to do sort. Okay, we are going to do sorting, right? So data type as string list, say important, not important, difference. Okay. Now I will have this parameter shown. I will create a calculated field in order to make this. So I'll say case. I sort parameter, that is capital sort. Say when important, then religion is very important. When not important, then religion not very important. Then difference, then difference, end. Okay. I would say sort. Okay. Then I would have my country sorted as per the sort calculated field. have my country over here also, sort as per calculated field. Descending, I field, I'll say sort project, fine. So if I just put this into a dashboard, so I have this I'll say my size as 1200. I'll tag my image which I have created in Figma. So I'll not float it, I'll tile it. Choose image, frame one, fit image, center image. Okay, so we have to adjust a little bit. Yeah, perfect. So you have some text which you have to write, and then accordingly we can then add our sheets to the dashboard. I'll just say float. I want this bubble chart. Okay, I'll track this. I don't want country. Color as null, fine. I will also drag my difference sheet here, fine. Um, Format, I will remove the sheet. Okay. Yeah, fine. So now we have our sheet in place. Now, if you want, please don't worry. I will format this, and then only you will see like will be delivered to you. Now, just see this. So I have my parameter over here, right? So I can click on this arrow. I would say format parameters. Here I have the title and the body. So for title, I don't want it as a sort. I want it something else. So I'll just go here, edit title, and say click to sort by. So whatever interactivity you are adding, it should convey some of the other tasks like click to sort by, please click this to sort. So the user will be enticed. So user will have that feeling that they have to try something. So please write such titles. Just don't give that. Don't leave the titles plain, or just don't leave the titles. Say the don't keep it as a normal title. Keep title which will have a simple message or a task for the user. Okay. So in this case, it is click to sort by. Okay. So I would also choose as a radio button. I will not have it as a list. I would choose it as a radio button. Then I'll just keep it over here in order to make you see properly. Just drag it. Okay. Now I have spacing. Also, whenever you are designing this dashboard, please see that you have some spacing. It should not be untidy. It should not be cluttered. You should have some spacing for the charts, right? So the user can then see for himself. So if you say click to sort by, so it is important. Now, if you say not important, Sweden is at the top. Right. And for difference, if you see, yes, Israel is at the top. Sweden is at the top. Netherlands is at the top. So this is the interactivity. Now, this is basic. So you have to just keep on practicing. Okay. And hope you found this session helpful. I'm also sorry because two worksheets which I performed, it didn't work well. So apologies to that. I would then work on it, and then I would give this to Sandhya ma'am, and then you can see the working. So if you are interested to connect with me, you can connect with me on these platforms in Twitter, uh, hashtag Tableau Public, my name, and in LinkedIn, my name. But in Twitter, please don't feel that I'll just connect with him and then he will chat with me. No, Twitter is basically for Tableau Public, for me at least. So if I have something with respect to Tableau, I will do it. So thank you so much, guys, for listening. I hope you found this session helpful. Thanks a lot. Hello.
Yukta, go ahead, beta.
Yes, ma'am.
Sarvesh,
Thank you, sir. On behalf of Department of IT and Mathematics, undergraduate section, we are grateful to you, sir, for sharing the very basics required for Tableau. Looking forward for many more sessions in the future as well. Feedback is being shared in the chat box, so kindly fill the feedback. With permission from sir and ma'am, I would like to end the meeting. Thank you, sir.
Uh,
yes,
thank you so
Sandeep.
much. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir.